Inside this room, all of my dreams become realities, and some of my realities become dreams.
All my life I've awaited your coming and dreaded it.
I like them French fried potatoes.
Insanity runs in my family. Practically gallops.
I always have a wonderful time wherever I am, whomever I'm with.
This can't be happening, man. This isn't happening.
The lady who put the BS in BSN. It's Carolyn Sheridan from the Ag Health and Safety Alliance. Time once again to see what we can do to help our family farmers.
Carolyn, how long ago was it we came up with that BS in the BSN line?
It's been a while. I remember.
I still love that line.
I do too, but it was you came up with it. And I'm like, I'm not sure about that, but I gotta love it. I gotta love it. And then you got this little ditty. You got someone to.
The voice guy. Yeah,
the voice guy. I have my own little music.
We don't call them little ditties in the business, but I got what you're talking about, the little
ditty.
What
do you call them?
Voiceover. Yeah, the voiceover guy.
Well, in my business, I guess we call it a ditty.
Little ditty. All right. Yeah. As a nurse, it might be the worst thing because your line of work. Like, I'd have you by my nurse and go, Al, that's a little ditty. I don't want to hear that from you. That word never should be uttered by a nurse.
Okay.
Look at that little ditty. Call the other doc. He's got a little ditty in here. Look at this. No one wants to hear that, Carolyn.
Okay, I'll try to rein it in.
You should do that in your next college deal because the kids will love that. You use little ditty. That'll help the college boys out a ton. They will make fun.
Well, I have to say that once in a while you say something and then you look around the room and you're like, oh. That's not how they took that.
All the snickering going on.
Yeah, you have to just go with it. I'll be like, I know what you're thinking. That's not what I meant. You gotta own it. That's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh.
So how are things going down south? Don't you just love the weather?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I know you knew this, but I just came back from a trip to Australia. And it really, it wasn't like brutally hot there either. It was only like in the 90s. And I came back and I'm like, there wasn't even like, it was still just nice here.
Out on your farm, do you have snow yet? You're down there with the dark black, no snow?
No, but I saw a little bitty pile in the ditch the other day, but I had to look for it. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get hit.
This makes everybody feel great. You feel pumped up about it. But the March snows are coming, and I'm going to be depressed, Al, again. You just can't help it. It's what happens.
Yeah, but but the nice thing about the snow in late February and March, that it's going to end. We're on the
really quick.
On the back end. We're on the back end of it by then.
Very true.
But the windows were open yesterday. The doors were open. Yeah, all the things. Yeah.
I am concerned with this week's topic between you and I because it's a made up thing. It's not true. It's made up. It's a conspiracy theory to make you buy stuff for your house. And I just don't like promoting those things. But here you are. Want to talk radon awareness.
Well, I don't know what to say.
And here's what I mean by radon. Here's what I mean by if I'm not mistaken, like the world just lets radon escape, right? It just comes up out of the ground. It's just like it's a thing Mother Nature does. So then you're like, well, watch out. Well, then I got to worry about walking around because there's just radon popping up and you...
No, I think that there's definitely pockets of it. I think, and people that have lung cancer or have gotten lung cancer in their lives, and or a family member has, and they're trying to attribute it to something, and we're all looking for an answer, right?
Well, true? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
we got blame radon.
But if in fact and they know where the pockets are. There's maps. I could bring up a map to show where there's more radon than there's not. And so if somebody in your family has unexplained lung cancer, they can probably maybe track it back. That might be the cause of it. And it's so different than... And it
is bad. But here's the thing. What I believe, and you tell me if I'm wrong, like you're drawing, the problem with radon, let's say you're in a radon area. If it's bubbling up in your backyard, but it's just being blown away by the wind, you're probably okay. The problem is your home, right? It bubbles up through the basement, and then it kind of stays in there because you got a roof and the top on it and the rest of that. And that's where it builds up, and then it becomes an issue. Here's my point. We have radon detectors. Here's the thing. What are you going to have? You're going to have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about? No, you tell people, get a radon detector. When the thing goes off, open a window.
Well, the other thing, too, is, and it goes up and down depending on the season.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on the ventilation. So like yesterday, if with the windows open, the door open, whatever, then then we got good ventilation. But this is why this is the time of year that we say get it checked, because your house is all closed up, and check the level that you spend the most of your time in, whether it's some people spend most of their time in their basement because that's where their family room is. That's where they watch TV. Maybe they're, their gaming room or whatever. I think it's simple. I don't think it's a hard thing.
That's what I'm saying. Is it mandatory? I think now if you build a house, you have to have have to have fire detectors throughout the house. I mean, I think that's mandatory when we build one. Do they have to do a radon thing? I don't even know the answer to that.
I know you have to have, the asbestos thing is a deal, because and we can all agree to that one, asbestos in our old homes.
I was teasing about the radon. I know it exists. My point is it's such an easy fix.
I say
easy.
Fix.
Know what's happening and open a window. It just doesn't seem like we should be having issues with that in 2025.
That we should all know about it, and we should just fix it because it's so easy to fix.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think the thing that gets people is that the fix is not necessarily easy and inexpensive, right? So if you find out you have a major radon problem and you have to do the mitigation, that can cost thousands and thousands of dollars. I will admit that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you say you don't want to know what it should have, could have, oh dear, had I only fixed this radon problem, then I wouldn't have had lung cancer or somebody in my family. And there's some people that are at higher risk, so if you're at higher risk, maybe you should get it checked.
And at some places, like you say, some places there are more radon than others, but it's also the home itself. What I mean by that is, so my mother-in-law, this radon thing hit 30 years ago, right? Now, so we know about radon. So she got us radar detectors.
Oh,
we plugged it in.
For you. Good for her.
Oh, very nice. So you get that, you get a carbon monoxide detector, all this stuff. And she that was her thing. God love her. You plug them in, and it's like there was no real stuff here. But I live in like this crappy old house, right? This old Victorian thing.
Oh, yeah.
I can't keep the heat in. Carbon dioxide, a little wind blows this thing clean of all air whatsoever. So I get it. But new homes or newer homes that were built and they're insulated and they're dead, those are the people in my book that have to really do it. I can't keep heat in the house, let alone radon. I mean, that's just the house. But new builds, I think, have to be more on it. I've made fun of radon, but it's just something we can watch. You got a new house? Put a radon detector in.
That's right.
Plug it in the wall. Find out.
Yeah, and then I've had some friends that have done the radon mitigation. And the peace of mind. They were glad that they did it. They certainly, but it was actually a newer home than you would thought, because something about the foundation cracked or something like that. But it's like you said, there's no need to spend a lot of time on it. But all you have to do is just remind people, because you and I'm sure talked about this sometime in the last year or two. But my question always is, just because we talked about it doesn't mean someone did something about it. You gotta tell people, how many times is it?
That's like 7 times.
7, isn't it? It's like the marketing strategy. Yeah. Nobody's going to buy anything until they've heard about it, like 7 times. I'm sick of talking about things after 2 times.
well, let's do this, because you got to have a marketing hook, right?
Right.
Carolyn and Al would like you to buy a radon detector for your sweetie for Valentine's Day.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Show her you love her by getting her radon gun.
Hey, Al, where would you buy one? Do you have them just?
Well, I'm sure Bumgard just got them.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they have everything, or Menards, or whatever.
Walmart. They're everywhere. That's the point. You just plug them into the wall. Find out.
And then you can order. And then there are kits that you get that you don't just plug in. Then
you want to make it complicated? Go ahead. Plug the one in.
Yeah, that's right. I just did the one that you just open up, put in your basement or wherever you want.
Yeah.
Then you send it in. Then, because otherwise, I don't want to hear it alarming all of the time.
Well, you would if you had radon in your basement and it's a high level. You hear the bell, go fix it.
I think the complicated thing about that is because it can go up and down. That's true. If you have it plugged in all year, you'd know what time of year it's up and what time of year it's not.
And if it's in a dangerous level, this is kind of like you probably don't get a lot of warning for a tornado to hit your house. No. But if you're living in a house for 30 years with radon, when you could have plugged the $20 to $5 radon thing in your basement and known, it seems like we could have escaped that tragedy.
I know, we certainly could have. And I feel like now is when I want to be in the room with like 200 people and have a show of raised fans. How many of you live in an old house? How many of you have a radon have done a radon test, and how many of you have the plug-in version?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are definitely ways that would take.
I suppose you could do that with college kids and they'd have no idea. I'm sitting there thinking my kids would have never had an idea that we had all that stuff plugged in the basement. They haven't a clue.
Right. And
Kids
then
are tough.
I could do it based on region too. I could say how many people in Canada are more likely to raise their hand versus those in Iowa. I don't talk about radon in my classes. I absolutely don't, because
Wow. I thought you cared about the farm kids. Evidently you do not.
I do, but I care about them enough to know that I've got to talk to them about the things that they'll listen to me about. You know, that they'll be like
pee-pee?
Actually,
protective stuff, yeah.
Actually, I threw that out when I was in Australia. I had a group of people we were talking to, and they thought that was really hilarious. Really hilarious. So it's you're everywhere.
I'm changing lives one continent at a time.
Yes, one continent at a time. You are changing lives. Absolutely. Not just about radon, but about pee-pee.
Pee-pee. Personal protective equipment, people. That's what it is. It's pee-pee. We'll be back. We'll be back after. I got to get a little break. Carolyn Sheridan's Ag Health and Safety Alliance.
You need a friend at the Capitol who knows how to get things done.
And you're in luck, because that's exactly who we are, your friends at the Capitol, and we deliver results.
At Momentum Advocacy, we bring decades of experience in lobbying, public affairs, and crisis communications.
From local nonprofits to national corporations, we help you move policy, manage your media, and make your voice heard.
We're not just seasoned pros, we're essential partners.
Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more at momentum-advocacy.com.
Chanhassen Dinner Theatres proudly presents Guys and Dolls, packed with comedy, romance, dazzling dance numbers, and unforgettable characters. This Tony Award-winning Best Musical takes you from the gritty streets of New York to the colorful cafes of Havana. It's a high-rolling musical spectacular everyone will love. Don't wait. Visit chanhassendt.com and grab your tickets today. Guys and Dolls. Chanhassen Dinner Theatres, always entertaining you.
Easily offended? The Al Travis Show is not for you. The Al Travis Show. All sides are welcome.
We've got our Carolyn Sheridan's Ag Health and Safety Alliance in covering radon awareness. Have we covered most of the topics? Because I have another one I'd really like to talk about. Is radon. Be aware, get a detector. What else do you need?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, if there's some people that are at higher risk. One of them is smokers. So lung cancer, the leading cause of lung cancer, smoking and radon.
It's always come down to cigars with you people. Everything.
No, I didn't say cigars, and I just said smoking. I didn't say cigar smoke in children. So if you have young children, two
young children who smoke is really a bad one.
Well,
Okay,
maybe
keep
young
that in
children
mind.
with secondhand smoke. We could just put that in there.
Fair enough. All right.
That would be.
All right.
Yes, Al. Moving on. What would you like?
Well,
to talk about?
we talked about my house and how windy it is, that sort of thing. It's an old Victorian house, and we're doing some construction in the upstairs bathroom. We're making it look pretty.
Oh.
But that includes a few things, including like getting people in the house, right? The contractors.
Yes.
And so
People
dust is
walking
everywhere.
In your business. They're in your business too. They're walking around in your personal space.
Yeah. And that isn't even the worst of it. But now, like this electrician needs to bring some electricity down from the attic, which has got this third floor of the house. And for the most part, it's a foot and a half of, I presume it's mussed up paper, which is the insulation. But there's like 12 by 12 landing where the wife evidently has been storing things for about 30 years. Teacher stuff. Maybe I need it. Maybe I can give it to another teacher. This is my 6th grade stuff. This is my 5th. And it just keeps, and you don't think about it because you never go up there. But the electrician went up there and said, Al, you got to move this stuff by tomorrow.
Because he needs to be in the space.
He needs to get up there to drop the electric. Like, okay. So I let the wife know, we're going through your stuff, going through it last night. You're going through it. We're getting rid of it. We have to. Over the years, 30 years here, big old house, sometimes a bat will find its way into the attic, because
yes, for sure. Yeah.
I believe in the 30 years I've probably done away with, because you're not supposed to kill bats in Minnesota, but let's just say they're no longer in the home and they're probably not flying around anymore. But I've found maybe half a dozen, right? And had to take care of them. So it's not like it's infestation, but we have had them. So what do you know? My wife goes up there, and not even the second bag of garbage that I'm going to bring him down the stairs, this screech goes out.
Oh, dear.
And there's a bat.
Mm-hmm.
I get there in time to, let's just say, decommission the bat.
Decommission. That's a kind word to use for a bat.
You can't kill them in Minnesota.
I know.
So I decommissioned. No. So I didn't. I decommissioned them. They kill mosquitoes. We have mosquitoes up here. I don't know why. But it brings up the whole conversation of rabies and the rest. And I mean, why do you think that one's got rabies? Because bats all have rabies. Well, they're not vampire bats biting rabid raccoons. I don't know how it all works. But then I couldn't get my wife to be in the attic alone while I'm hauling the bags down. Okay, and the thought is, why? You want me to die of rabies as well? Why did the two of us make it better? And I don't understand the woman's thought process on this.
We do need to mention the fact that if you're up in your attic and there's bat dung, if there's bat poop, and there's a lot of it, that's a respiratory issue, and it's a big one. So if you've got a lot of bat poop up there, you should be wearing an N95 because that's a big respiratory hazard.
Because we're normal humans, you know what we did? We swept that up and we dumped it outside. That's what we did. That's how you eradicate bat poo. It's not like they're massive piles of it. I mean,
no, but it does get to be very fine particles, and you can breathe it in. So I'm just telling people, if you're going to clean out your attic, be aware that
I'm looking at my wife and I dying of bat rabies, and you're worried about the poo droppings. Come on, there's a bigger picture here.
The biggest picture is the respiratory hazard, not the rabies part of it. Because no bat bit you, did they? Did the bat bite you?
No, I win the bat war. I do. The bat is. I'm like 6-0 against bats. No, the bats don't win.
But you might not win the respiratory part of it because it was there. See,
well, then what? So what do I look at now? So we got her done. Did it in about 2 hours. We get her done.
I interrupted.
Now, what is the next phase of the bat poo disease that I will get? The respiratory. What am I going to have a cough? Go to the doctor. He says, "What's wrong?"
Well,
I was near bat poo 2 weeks ago. Come on.
Well,
that's wives' tales.
Something like that. Yeah. Well, I would imagine it couldn't have been that much. I mean, you mostly had dust, right? You didn't have a lot of bat poop.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, we find it in attics, but you find it like the same thing happens in old barns, and you know, there's all kinds of poop poop everywhere, old poop. It's a deal. It's a thing.
It's because the bats don't flush. That's why.
Yes. Anyway, so you were spending your time up in your attic hauling stuff out, and it was a team, so it went faster.
It went much faster, but my point being is it's kind of like our this show's idea that the weakest should go first in case there's an issue, or the small.
You?
Well, evidently, according to my wife, I had to be up there. No one else. It's like, why? If you're worried about bat attacks, why do you want me in the way? I thought you loved me, and evidently, that's not how that works.
Not even a day before Valentine's Day or so. She still wanted you up there. Yeah, it didn't matter.
Like, I don't like bats. Anyway, we're out of time. I appreciate you covering that with me. Watch out for bat poo, people. It's up in your attic if it's there, and watch out for the bats.
Test for radon. That was one of the points we were trying to make.
That's a good one. And all you got to do is get a little test. Just put it in your basement. You're good to go.
Yeah, plug it in. Do whatever. Okay.
Love having you on, Carolyn. AgHealthAndSafetyAlliance.com. Go there and check them out today.